Growing up, my family was in the cars. I always spent time around with my uncle going to car shows, enjoyed the cars, and spending time with him, that kind of rubbed off on me and started looking myself in the cars. What made me pick the Jetta in high school, I had a Mark IV, and that was my car. And I always liked the newer Jettas, but as I got older, what was available at the time was the Mark VI, and I went with that. I wanted to modify it. It was a regular car, and as I started to look online, I seen other modified Mark VIs, and I realized it wasn't the most popular option out there as a GTI or Golf R, but I thought it had potential and I could do something pretty cool with it. It's a 2017 Volkswagen Jetta sport model, known by lame Mark VI.
Walk me through all your exterior modifications you've done to your Jetta here.
Starting with the front, we swapped the GLI front bumper on it. We have a eBay front lip, just painted gloss black. Painted the front grille line, it was red, we painted it yellow. RS5 style aftermarket headlights. The wheels are 18-inch BBS RSs. They're 18 by 10 inches wide on a 225/40 tire. They're a full brushed with black hardware and carbon fiber center caps. The car itself is on Air Ride 3P air suspension. It rides very great, it helps you get this fitment. Carbon fiber mirror caps, side skirt extensions. The rear of the quarter panel of the car is widened 1.25 inches. Rear duckbill spoiler, rear carbon fiber spoiler. ECS tuning, rear diffuser. Custom clear taillights that are RGB. Those were made by the Popos Cummins, Hollis Winter. Shaved trunk, remove the emblem, shave that. Wrap is metallic racing green by APA Films. We do have SPC rear camber arms in the rear. They're adjusted to about -8 where the car sits now. In the front, there's top hat camber plates on the back setup, and that's all it took to get a Defender lip. It was a lot of playing and just airing out and making sure it sat where it should and not on the tire or on the wheel. So the interior has been heavily modified. To start off, we swapped a Golf R7 carbon fiber wheel into the vehicle, Black Forest Industries shift knob and shift boot, full carbon fiber center console, carbon fiber trim, carbon fiber door cards with the Alcantara and yellow stitching, the Renline Porsche RS style pull tabs with carbon fiber laid on those, the Brahms seats, those were made through the Brahms Bespoke program with the custom yellow stitching color. Brahms harnesses, Brahms harness bar, powder coated yellow, along with the matching center armrest with an Alcantara with yellow stitching, and the full pillars and headliner are Alcantara with the hexagon stitching up top. Mainly for enjoyment inside the vehicle. Like the car came pretty base model, it was pretty standard with not many options, so I wanted it to be enjoyable for inside, and I think interior is like a big attention to detail that's missed on a lot of cars. I wanted it something to be a little different and stand out. Honestly, I took a lot of inspiration from like Porsches, looked at their interiors, stuff like that, and kind of just ran with it. Eventually, things kind of tied together. I found the seats and the pattern was available for the interior to match it, and it went from there. So for the engine, we just recently finished up the IHI IS38 turbo swap on the car. It required a lot of MQB parts, but it does have an ARM downpipe, an ARM 5-inch intake, an ARM front mount intercooler. It runs very great, it's been very enjoyable. But for the future, I'd like to clean up the engine bay and get it a lot cleaner and put it together more. I'd say my favorite modification for the car would be the IS38 turbo swap. It's made the car a lot more fun. The car was never made to have this horsepower or go this fast, so that's the most enjoyable part of it. Now it's a fun car that I can take out, have fun, race around, and it was good. It was fairly straightforward. Thankfully, I had a lot of help from friends, and shout out to Project Gen 3 GLI. Those guys put in the endless hours to do the research for this and provided tons of diagrams to help. And it was a fairly straightforward process, but it did require ripping apart the front end and ripping apart a lot of stuff to the motor. The purpose of the build is for me to have an extra car to enjoy, drive, and have fun with. So as soon as it's below 32 degrees, I do put it away. But as soon as it's above, it's back outside. I try to drive it as much as possible and enjoy it. That's what it's there for, to be driven. Honestly, planning it to do something different. I mean, I do have like the basic BBS wheels on it, but I notice a lot of people, they modify it with the exact same parts. It's kind of like a copy and paste. So it took a lot of time just searching and photoshopping, figuring out what exactly I wanted done to it. There's parts out there, some aren't exactly as appealing. It's appealing to the average person compared to a car person. So there's definitely a lot of stuff that's custom on my car, but if you take the time to look, you can find the parts available. And you guys luckily supply a lot of that stuff yourself. So just being creative, I really don't know how else to explain it. I mean, like I said, a lot of these cars are copy and paste of the same thing, just on car to car. I think really going your own route and having a vision for yourself that's not influenced by outside people, that's how you achieve something like this. I mean, there's lots of different things I did myself, and you don't see it on every Mark 6. The stance scene, I like the look, the fitment. I think it takes a little bit of skill to get the car to sit properly and to without destroying the car while doing it. And I love the way it looks. I'm not a fan of excessive camber. I mean, that's to each their own. If you enjoy it, that's fine. I think it just takes away functionality of the car, but if you enjoy it, like I said, it's for you. My thoughts on the show scene, just have fun. When you go to a show, enjoy it, meet people, and get in the car community. There's so much more than the trends online and the clout to it. I know it's hard with what people see online, but you really got to get out there and meet the people. There's a lot of cool people you'll meet that you don't even know exist. They've taken it well. I think there's some people that they don't like it because it's not the most camber or aggressive wheels or stuff like that, but at the same time, I've gotten lots of love from it, and a lot of people understand what my vision was with the car. Rating the car for performance, I'd say it's 7 now. It's an enjoyable car. It makes a decent amount of power to enjoy. And for functionality wise, I'd say 10. I've driven it across the country. I mean, up and down the East Coast. I've driven it to Gatlinburg and put tons of miles on it with no issues. In the future, I do plan to swap the car with a 6-speed manual transmission. I want to get back to driving stick shift, enjoy the car on the weekends, and take it out. Phase-wise, it started as just a daily driver. It was supposed to just be wheels and springs. Then the air ride came and the wrap, and it kind of just went from there then. And it was gray at one point, and now it's metallic racing green. And I think it's going to stay this way for a while. If I could go back, I would go a different route with the side skirts. I don't like them. They don't necessarily fit the car, I don't think. I think it's a little too tracky for the car's look. But my advice is just do it for yourself. Don't take ideas from other people, but do it for yourself and make sure it's something you enjoy. Don't do it because the internet approves of it. You don't need gratification from anyone except yourself. It's your money, it's your time. So just do it for yourself. Just to show anything's possible, I took a regular basic Jetta and made it something that to other people might not be cool, but it's cool to me. It's something I enjoy, and it's possible. You can take anything and make it cool. It doesn't have to be the most expensive car there is.